Man, what's going on, guys? It's Josh, and welcome to the first video of my channel. So, I jumped on the hype train, The Wheel of Time. I have never read the book. I didn't watch the show on purpose because I wanted to read it. I just finished The Wheel of Time, The Eye of the World last night, and I thought it was phenomenal. I went out and bought books 2, 3, and 4 already from Barnes & Noble, so I could go ahead and start those. Let me go ahead and start up. This is a spoiler. If you haven't read this, don't watch this. I didn't watch the TV series on purpose. I'm not sure if like the first season's book 1 or whatever, but I'm not going to watch that until I get through a few books. To me, the book was great. Moiraine, that's wifey material right there. She's bad. What about it? From the beginning, when the Trollocs invade, and then you got Rand, Perrin, and Mat. I was like, man, these dudes are a bunch of sissies. But I guess I put myself in that situation. I just got attacked by a bunch of Trollocs and stuff. I'd be a little sissy too. I like how Rand progressed slowly from the beginning to the end when he when he was running from at the end and he kind of had the blackout and turned into the dragon and used all his little powers or whatever. Perrin and his ability to contact with wolves, I thought that was so sick. I loved how Perrin and Rand interacted. Perrin's like, man, Rand, he's so much better with women. And then Rand's like, man, Perrin, he's so much better with the girls. Nah, neither one of them were good with girls, guys. I love the way that Robert Jordan, like when I was reading the book, it was almost like in my mind. It was like a movie. I was watching a movie in my mind. And I got sucked in. Me personally, I am a slow reader. I am. I've always been. I've read hundreds of books, and I read slow as shit. Can't help it. I'm always going to read slow. This book took me longer than it should have, but I mean, you got Duke basketball. I'm from North Carolina, guys. Love Duke basketball. Love video games and shit. This book took me probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks to read. But when I was reading, I was getting sucked in. It was like you were watching a movie. I like how you got the how the world built around in this book. I kept going back and I'd look at the map in the front of the book, trying to figure out where they're going and what was happening. I thought that was super sick. The world building's insane. The character building's insane. And did I say I love Moiraine? I love how, if I was in the Wheel of Time, I would wife up Moiraine. I would go chase her down, and I'd be like, you tell me what to do. You're the boss. Mat pissed me off. Out of the 3 guys who were projected to be the dragon, Mat made me so mad. I don't know why. Something about that character just made me angry. But I ended up liking him more as the story went on. I wanted to fight that dude when he took that blade and he got possessed and he was being an asshole towards everyone and everything. I was like, come on, man. And I know towards the end of the book, they're talking about he's going to have to travel to go get that taken out of him. The Aes Sedai, Moraine's going to take him up there. Thom's not dead. I'm calling it now. Well, probably all y'all watching this have already read the whole series, so you know, but I don't. I don't think Thom's dead. He's the Gleeman. I love that dude. I love his character. He do his little whiskers thing and everything. Then Lan. Come on, Lan. That dude, he needs to go ahead and wife up Moiraine. They need to go ahead and get Lan. He's all like serious. Moraine's serious too. That might not be a good couple, guys. Can't have 2 serious people in a relationship together. And I'm going to say her name wrong. Egwene or, you know, Rand's little girlfriend. I'm indifferent about her character right now. I don't know. Just indifferent about her. I'm predicting that her and Rand are going to be, she's probably going to end up being strong as hell. Because what was there, 14, 15 books in this series? I think she's going to end up being a beast by the end of it. And then Nenevine, what's her name? The Wisdom. I don't hate her, but she makes me so mad. I was so mad when she snuck up on the party in the woods. I was like, what is she doing? What? I just didn't like the way the book portrayed her. I didn't like her. I don't like that she snuck up on him, but she's going to have a big part. So I have to accept her. Because you love her and you're going to hate characters, and I don't like the Wisdom. My favorite character is definitely Moiraine, and then I like Rand. I like Perrin because he's talking to the goats. And I love the way, I kind of got confused a lot because you got Trollocs, Midodrol, Halfmen, Fae, Dark Fiends. I was like, yo, which one's which? I was getting them all confused, but then it ends up just being a bunch of different names for, you know, the dudes with no eyes, but can see like an eagle. And then you got the Dark Fiends who want to follow the dark power and everything. And then Fae, the Trollocs. I'd imagine the Trollocs and just envision them in your head and how big they are. Like when Rand's dad was fighting them and everything. I thought that was sick, and I'm glad he didn't die. I swear to God, I thought Rand's dad was going to die, and I was going to give him his purpose to go on, but he ended up living because he know Moiraine to go. Children of the Light. I still don't know what I think about them. I feel like they're just designed to be the assholes of the story, maybe. It's like they're good guys, but they're not good guys. Like they're fighting the evil, the dark fiends and everything, but they're still assholes towards the good people. So I don't know how I feel about that. But I thought this book was incredible. I wish, well, obviously I'm only one book in, so I can't say. I want to learn more about the original dragon. What was his name? Theron? I want to learn more about the original dragon. It's almost like, because I read a lot of Star Wars, and you got the Old Republic, you got the Luke Skywalker, and you go all the way back to the Old Republic. It's kind of the same thing with the Wheel of Time, is you got the current story, but then you got this whole history going back 3 hours, and you want to learn about that. But you also want to keep learning about this story. And it's 15 books long, so I know the story is going to be, the worlds is going to keep building. You're going to keep getting more in depth with the characters. You're going to fall in love with more characters. You're going to hate more characters. Like Nineveh, I hope I don't hate her for the rest of the story, but right now I don't like her. And I don't think I like the Children of the Light either. They seem like a bunch of assholes. My favorite part of the story, I really liked how, I don't know, it's not my favorite part, but I really liked how Rand and Perrin were going back and forth and saying, I wish Rand was here and I wish Perrin was here. I liked how, and you could tell they all had an interaction with each other, and they grew up in the village together and everything, because they had a little quirks with each other. Egwene and Rand, they're going to end up being little lovebirds. I think, what was my favorite part? Probably, I forgot what it was called, but they went to the abandoned castle where Matt got his little blade with the ruby in it. He ended up getting possessed because of that. I like the visuals in that when they were down in there. The dude snuck him down there to go get the treasures. And then he got big as shit, filling up like a big giant blob. I was just envisioning that in my head. I thought that was fun. And just the whole process of them running, trying to get away from the Fae, the Madrigal, Halfman, Trollocs. And I thought it was sick at the end. What's that dude's name? The Ogier? I forgot his name. The Ogier, the big dude who they met in the library. I thought it was sweet how he took him under tunnels, and you can envision the black cloud chasing him through there, and it had you on the edge of your seat. You had to read the next page to see what happens next. The little battle at the end when those two dudes ended up, what were they called again? There was like 13 people who were, those 13 of the bad guys. Hold on, there's a glossary, which I think is sick. I forgot what they're called, guys. I'm really having a hard time because there's a lot to take in. There's always a book you got to read twice. The one power, I forgot what they're called. The 13 strongest side-eye, and they ended up going over to the dark power because they thought they'd become immortal or whatever. I don't see what it's called. I don't see what they're called. Whatever. But the two guys who they fought at the end, and Moiraine, she got tore up fighting them, and then Rand went blackout berserk mode and ended up using the one power, and he ended up, I guess, delaying the inevitable. It was a good story. I'm excited. Now, I know with there being 15 books, I'm sure everyone's going to have their favorite book. I don't want to ruin it for myself, but I'm curious, where does this book from 1 to 15, from how good the books are, where's it like, right? I thought it was a great book. I did read something that everyone compares it to, Tolkien's books. I didn't get to read it until I got older. I saw Lord of the Rings as a kid. I've seen each of them a few times. I never read the Tolkien books because I already saw the movies. I probably should read them. It's something that you got to read if you get into fantasy. I'm diving into fantasy now. I'm still learning about fantasy. I've been doing a little research, learning what the good authors are. I've read over 200 Star Wars books. I love the Star Wars series. Some people love it, some people hate it. I hate that they got rid of they go to Legend now for all the old Star Wars stuff. I love Star Wars. I love manga, comics. I'm diving into fantasy now, and this first book that really got me into it, I love it. I've read a lot of horror too. Horror's fun. Make me have to go sleep with my light on because I get spooky. So I'm excited to start book 2. I'm gonna read that next. I appreciate y'all stopping by to see me. This is my first video for this channel, so it's not going to be very good. There's a lot of characters and a lot to take in this book. I loved it. I can't wait to read the next one. I mean, it's like I want to read the whole story, but I know reading 15 books is going to take a while, especially me because I read slow as hell. Appreciate y'all stopping by. On the fantasy and all that stuff, if there's any recommendations that I do need to start reading, it's a really good series because I'm new to the fantasy genre. Let me know. Leave it in the comments because I will go read them and then I will talk about them. It's not really a book review because I'm not going to tell you about hate it or love it. I'm just going to tell you about a story, what I liked and disliked. I didn't really like too much. There wasn't no slow moments for me. In the very beginning when they had the prologue, I was like, what is this? That was slow, but that was the only part I didn't like really was the prologue. I was like, get to the story. I want to get this started. I want to watch the Wheel of Time show, but I don't know. I don't want to ruin books 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how long far of the season goes into the book, so I don't want to ruin that. So I'm going to read a couple more books before I watch the Wheel of Time. But man, I appreciate y'all stopping by. This is Josh Talks. And leave me recommendations. And I love y'all. Peace.